This is nature's music. The dynamics always make sense. It's ever changing, predictable yet completely unpredictable. It flows with rhythm, but there's always a push and pull, and never any rushing. There are multiple players. There's the water, there's the wind, there's my voice. This place is calm, and there's always silence underneath the sound. If you listen for it, you can sense it. Just like there's always a blank page beneath the printed notes that are superimposed on it. There is stillness here, and the sound of the water and the sound of the wind are superimposed on the silence. But it works together harmoniously, and it doesn't break the silence, it adds to it. It just does what it's supposed to do, nothing more, nothing less. It's following the natural design for this piece. Great music is just like this. It's a force of nature. And the musician is just the conduit. Just the transmitter, the intermediary between no sound and sound. There's an idea, and certainly the musician can shape that idea, but the less the ego, personality is involved, and the more the music is allowed to be expressed through you, the more it's going to be in accordance with nature. Of course, today's a beautiful, sunny, quiet day. Sometimes there will be a storm, bigger waves, more wind. Maybe you can hear the trees ripping through the wind. So there will be a little more drama. But there's still never too much or too little. It's always just the right amount, and everything fits together beautifully. Even when the wind is howling, there's no rushing. The tempo is exactly what it needs to be. Tempo giusto. And con spirito, with spirit. So whether the music, the nature is calm and peaceful or wild and dramatic, it's still exactly what it needs to be, and it doesn't depart from natural laws. Now, we people have free will and personalities and egos, and sometimes what we do goes against our own physical, emotional, spiritual, natural design. When we go against our design, we block the flow, the energetic flow of the natural ideas. We get in the way, and we actually increase physical tension in ourselves without trying to, of course. But that's what happens when you go against the natural design. It doesn't work as well. You increase tension, and if you keep doing that for a while, you'll have pain. Problem is, most of what we do is unconscious and mindless, and we think thoughts that contribute to tension in our bodies because the thoughts go against our natural design. We have fearful thoughts, anxious thoughts, critical thoughts, self-doubt, judging thoughts. Those go against the truth. And when you're in judger mode like that, you can't be in learner mode, and you're compressing instead of opening. So the channel to transmit the music gets compressed and squeezed, and what comes out doesn't reflect accurately in every way what the intention was. So that maybe your intonation is off, or your rhythm is off. You end up rushing or dragging, or things just don't quite work the way you intended, and that can be painful. So a lot of our music is tainted with suffering that is just reflecting the internal, conscious or unconscious suffering that we musicians are experiencing. So it's pretty simple, actually. We need to learn to observe better what's going on in ourselves, how we are reacting to certain things, everything. And then if we are reacting from a fear-based judger mode, we can learn to stop and let go and let the natural design, which is loving and open and accepting and welcoming, we can let that mode have the freedom to be itself without restriction. Of course, we can't do that all the time, and that's okay. We're not actually meant to be able to do this all the time, but it's a skill to be able to do it more and more often. The more often you do this, the easier things get, and the happier you get, and the better your music gets. So these are my thoughts for the day on this beautiful, lovely lake, this wonderful sunny spring weather. No leaves yet. It's still very brown, as you can see, but it is beautiful. So I hope this was inspiring for you. The scene certainly inspires me, as nature tends to do. So let's let nature through our music, through our bodies, minds, hearts, and souls. Let's get out of the way and let nature do its thing through us and enjoy it. Lots of love.